Commissions, the lifeblood of most artists. By taking a commission, we're able to pay our bills, eat, and purchase more supplies for future projects. But I'm sure there's some of you asking, what exactly is a commission? In the art field, a commission is a transaction between an artist and a client, in which the client requests a specific piece of artwork to be created by the artist, and the artist is given money in exchange for their work. Prices for custom artwork vary greatly from artist to artist, but it's always important to keep in mind that artists can charge whatever they feel their art is worth. Arguing with an artist that their prices are way too high is a surefire way to end up being blocked or on their blacklist. On the other side of the spectrum, we have severely underpriced artists. You tend to see these more from new or younger artists who charge $1.50 for a full-body, shaded drawing that took them close to 12 hours to make. More often than not, they undercharge for their work purely because they are unable to sell anything, so they value their work very low. It is hard to get a constant flow of commissioners. Trust me, I know. When I started out drawing, my work was very low quality, but I was still learning, and I still am today. I worked my feathers off to develop my skills to what they are, and you can too. You just have to put the effort into it. The purpose of this video is to educate you how to approach artists for a commission, as well as some helpful advice for those looking to start selling their art. If you find this useful, please consider leaving a like. But now, on to the video. Let's start with the most common scenario. Say you want to have a painting made of your character looking totally epic and awesome, but you can't really draw all that well, or you're struggling to get what's in your head onto the paper, so you decide to commission an artist and make this awesome painting come to life. But how do you approach an artist? Artists are people, just like anyone else, but most treat their work as a business, and some actually rely on their artwork as their primary source of income. As such, you are expected to interact with them as a professional. A prime example of how not to ask for a commission is to message them with the basic, "Hey." If you were contacting a business to install hardwood floors in your home, would you start a message off with a simple, "Hey"? It's very unlikely. Instead, try starting a message that gets the artist's attention and give a basic explanation of what you want done. "Hey there, I'm looking to commission a full-body painting of my character with a background. Do you think this is something you could do?" This opening message is much more professional and is more likely to garner a response from the artist. It's a good idea to check your grammar and spelling when contacting an artist as well. Taking the time to send clean messages like this is sure to get you on the good side of an artist that you wish to commission. I understand that this can be difficult if you're contacting an artist who speaks English and you yourself struggle with the language, and vice versa. Try your best to communicate, and hopefully you'll be able to clearly explain your intentions to the artist for what you want. Alright, so you contact the artist and explain roughly what you want done. They reply and give you a price. This is usually where you can decide if you can afford to commission the artwork, or if you maybe need to hold off and save up for a bit more. Always remember that art takes time, and artists will charge accordingly. If you approach an artist who is inexperienced, expect to get what you pay for. The same applies to more skilled artists. If you want something with insanely realistic detail, dramatic shading, and outstanding character precision, you have to expect a price tag that comes with that. Sometimes you can find artists who make amazing quality work at an extremely affordable price, but that's like trying to find somebody selling a Lamborghini for the price of a Chevy. They're out there, but it's extremely rare. Every artist is different, so it's important to follow their rules and restrictions when requesting a commission, which brings me onto my next point. Artist terms of service. These have lots of important information that most professional artists have set in stone regarding their work. Some may refuse to draw certain types of art or certain species. Others will have rules against drawing not safe for work content, or even selling to minors. It's always a good idea to read through the terms of service of an artist's commissions before contacting them. If all goes well, you will have successfully ordered a commission from an artist. And now we come to the most important part: paying for the commission. Most artists will require payment before they begin working. Some will allow you to make partial payments, and others will only require payment after they provide you with a sketch for your approval. It's always a good idea to check with the individual artist and ask how they wish to be paid. An important thing to note: when you go to commission someone, it's always good to have a look around at these helpful little things called artist bewares. When people have a bad experience with an artist who may have scammed them, failed to provide the art purchased, traced artwork, or have just been a total butt munch throughout the entire commission process, they often create a beware advising others not to commission that artist and provide reasons why. However, not all bewares are true. Some people get upset because they feel an artist charges too much, so they throw a temper tantrum and make a beware on them, telling people that they shouldn't buy from this artist because they're a meanie face. And yes, that is a direct quote from a beware I have seen in the past. Trust me, they are ridiculous sometimes. It's always good to check around and see if there are several bewares regarding the artist you wish to commission. If there are, it is very likely that the artist is a known scammer among the community, and you should probably avoid spending your money on them. In most cases, artists are genuine and amazing to work with. Be respectful, be professional, and communicate with the artist you want to commission. Simple. Now that you have the knowledge of how to commission an artist, what about trying to sell your art to others? Before we can dive into that though, there's one question you have to ask yourself. Should I sell my artwork? Making money by selling commissions is great, but there is a certain standard most clients expect before spending money on art. Is your art clean enough to sell? Too often I see new artists who have literally picked up a pencil for the very first time in their life, drawn a crude headshot, slapped a price tag on it, and then expected people to come and commission them. I absolutely love commissioning newer artists and helping them grow. Everybody starts somewhere. But sometimes you do have to wait and refine your skills a bit before you consider selling commissions. How much skill you need before you start selling your work does vary massively from artist to artist. But in my personal opinion, there are 3 main things you should strive for: a clean line art, crisp coloring, and anatomy. If you're just starting out and you have really shaky line work, most people won't want to commission you because your work looks messy. The word chicken scratch comes to mind when I see the line work of new artists. Gaining control of your wrist motions makes nice, smooth lines and is something that only comes with time and practice. Some digital drawing programs have stabilizers or line work tools, similar to the pathing tool in Photoshop. While these are great, they are not a permanent fix for shaky lines. You will just have to put the time and effort into learning how to draw smoothly with your free hand. Next is crisp coloring. This is another important factor when selling commissions. If your coloring bleeds over the lines, is over or very undersaturated, and resembles the crayon doodle of a 4-year-old in a dining restaurant, you need to work on how you color. The only way I can explain this is like using a coloring book as a child. Practice staying inside the lines, making sure the coloring is solid and filled in completely for each space, and that it smoothly flows from one color to the next and there's no really scribbly edges. And lastly, anatomy. I know, anatomy is hard. I struggle with it myself all the time, so I completely understand. But if you offer to draw somebody a dog and you produce a stick figure that looks like this, then you really need to learn and practice anatomy. The excuse of, "This is just how I draw this body part," does not work here. When you sell art, there's only so far that your style can stretch things. You will have to take the time to learn the basics of anatomy if you want to sell artwork. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be a master of anatomy, but commissioners expect something better than a straight-legged dog if they bought a full-body dragon. Keeping these important points in mind will help you become a successful artist. Just keep at it, and over time you'll get a good feel for what methods work best when buying and selling artwork. And with that, I think we've covered commissions pretty well. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it or learned something new. It lets me know that you find my content useful. And if you have any suggestions for future topics you'd like me to cover, consider leaving a comment. You can also follow me on my social medias for more work in progress, pictures of things I'm working on, as well as sneak peeks of all kinds of nifty stuff. I have a plethora of social media on screen now, so feel free to pick and choose whichever ones you use most. I also have a Discord server. And for the next 24 hours after this video has been posted, the doors to my server will be open for new members to join. Consider becoming one of our family. Thank you all so very much, and as always, I hope you have a fantastic day and a wonderful life. But wait, before I go, I do want to take a moment to thank my awesome patrons for supporting me. Osmium Dragon is still holding strong at that silver tier for the 5th month in a row. Thank you so much for all your support. It means so much to me. If you'd like to become one of these awesome people, consider checking out my Patreon. I have multiple tiers available, and some even offer free artwork. How neat is that? I also love featuring fan art. If you want to break my mind and make me smile like a giggly idiot for hours, just send a doodle my way, and I may end up featuring it at the end of my next video with a shout out. Just like this piece here that I got from my buddy Bandit, or Lizard the Wizard, on DeviantArt. Seriously, go check out their gallery and consider commissioning them. They make absolutely stupendous artwork, and their Prismacolors are to die for. Just remember, if you do want to do fan art, please, please, please keep it PG. But anyways, thank you for taking the time to sit through this screen. I hope you have a wonderful day!